So we got 2 Hail Marys. Looks like the moon is obscured by clouds, like Pink Floyd. Man. Oh well, maybe it'll be clear tomorrow on the full. Yeah. Yeah, I just saw the Sydney Sweeney Basket Robbins ad. Wow. Yeah. I guess there's not really a chick I've ever seen in real life that looks like her. I guess there's been lots of hot blonde babes, but I don't know. That's the Sydney Sweeney level is kind of, that to me is like a unique level of fine. Like, it's not necessarily ordinary. It's not like you see lots of beautiful women every day, but like I worked at retail a lot. I saw lots of beautiful women, but like on that level though, I don't know. It's a new level. Hey, how's it going? Busy night tonight? Oh, okay. This is all right. All right. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Have a good night, sir. It's some moon action down. Moon action. That's moon action down. Look. The moon. Coming in by tomorrow full, so be good to go. Okay, great. Try some of these. Yeah, that's looking beautiful. All right. Rest in peace, John Lovell. Tried to go to the moon, huh? Saw it, really. I mean, passed around it, but unfortunately, they didn't get to walk on the moon like they were supposed to, but at least it prevented the first human deaths in space. Well, yeah, in space. Yeah, because there was some astronauts that died in a fire prior to the Apollo 11 uh, moon mission. So, was it. So we decide on the Hail Mary in this instance. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's get in. Hey, I love you. Okay, what's up? Huh? Okay, I love you. Thank you. What's up? What? Oh, it was? Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
But I'm telling the truth.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
I'm telling you, it's Nancy Pelosi
Nancy Pelosi was the weapons.
was the
Yeah.
person in weapons.
I love you too. You're such a beautiful too. I love you too. I love you, Bella Boo.
Oh.
Y'all are beautiful babies. Don't worry.
Oh, Bella doesn't have no more diarrhea.
Yeah.
And Tula is such a little baby girl.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's not a growth on her anus.
No.
Did you see that growth on her anus?
No!
Okay. I thought I saw a green thing on her anus. Does she have a wart on her anus? I mean, I don't want to look at it, but I'm saying. Okay. Well, I thought I saw something weird on her anus while I was walking by. All right.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, I hope she just had a bad diarrhea. I just had a growth on her butt.
I'm sorry.
What? Oh. What? What is it?
That's the funniest damn thing that I just thought of.
What? Oh, yeah, Nancy Pelosi and weapons. Yeah.
In weapons, I thought it did you see the movie It?
Yeah. So,
The Clown?
yeah.
Okay. In weapons, I made a joke reference to Jim that it's its sister.
It's sister.
It's
That's funny.
sister.
Okay, too. I'm going to talk for a while. Love y'all. Okay. Love you.
Now I think it's Nancy Pelosi.
That's funny. Yeah. Got the flowing liquid of destiny right here. It's called beer. And there it is. Yeah. Ooh. Houston, we have a beer. Houston, we have a party. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Vladimir Putin, the Russian Federation. Okay, so the United States is just fine if they cripple Russian Federation with sanctions. So the United States and Western civilization is just fine without Russia. Just about dandy. Right? All right. Don't really even have to care economically about Russia. I mean, the United States and Western powers are so immense in their resources. Okay, but Russia doesn't want to be junior dog. And they've been junior dog when they used to be a big dog before the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. And all their little minions like Vladimir Putin and Medvedev and all the baby boomers, they want to be big dogs again. But they're not big dogs. They're kind of medium dogs. And so that really irritates them. They want to be big dogs, barking big, living big. The only way the Russian Federation wasn't conquered by Europe and America is that they have, 2,500 thermonuclear weapons. Without that, we would already bomb their ass back to fucking hell. All right. So they have one card to play. They still have a lot of thermonuclear weapons. So that's it. Yeah. So the only reason why Trump is being nice, he might be playing to Vladimir Putin's ego, saying, yeah, you're a big dog. I respect you, big dog. You're not a medium dog. You're the big dog. You're a big world player. You're a big man. You're a big guy. You're a powerful guy. You're a dangerous guy. Okay. So he's playing to his ego. Now, normally, if you had a male rival and you were a male, you would try to diminish the male or eliminate or kill the male.
But normal males, they can have a gun or a knife or a mace or a taser or something or martial arts. Okay. And you can beat the shit out of a normal man. There's many ways you can hurt a man. You can beat him, you can cheat him, you can kick him down. Another one bites the dust. Okay. So, like Queen and Freddie Mercury. All right. So normal men, you can beat their ass. If you're physically able enough, if you're well in shape enough, you can kick most Americans' fat asses and most Europeans' fat asses. You can, even younger guys, you can probably beat the shit out of even younger guys, to a certain point. Probably not past, I don't know, 55. I mean, probably not past senior age, but, if you're in the prime time, like 18 to 49 or whatever the demographic is, you can probably beat most men's asses if you're in relative shape. So, unless they're just, some badass Bruce Lee Navy SEAL motherfuckers that are just super, strong and jacked and all that stuff. Even then, a man still bleeds. Even big men can fall. So, although we could compete with our fists with other men, we could compete with our status or our money. We could compete with other men with our weapons. But Western leaders realize that if Vladimir Putin just had a gun, we could bomb the shit out of him. But since he has, 1,900, 2,000 thermonuclear weapons or whatever it is, we can't easily get rid of this guy because he could launch nuclear weapons at us. Yeah, that's kind of like being held hostage in a way. But, it is what it is at the end of the day. So Trump is going to make concessions to Vladimir Putin, give him some of the territory he stole in his illegal invasion in February 2022. And so the purpose is, now this didn't work with Neville Chamberlain, and this didn't work with Neville Chamberlain in World War II appeasing Adolf Hitler. Because once Hitler gets a little territory, he wants more. Appeasement really isn't a good strategy to enemies. I think destroying your enemies and making them suffer and fear and anxiety and having them pulverized is the best way to deal with your male enemies as a male. I think to totally psychologically and physically destroy your enemies is the best tactic to make sure your enemies will not retaliate against us or you and I or we as a collective we. Yes, I don't believe in appeasement as a political strategy. I think it's a failed political strategy. I think appeasement is historically an awful strategy, especially before nuclear weapons with the Adolf Hitler situation. So now in the age of mass destruction and mutually assured destruction, is appeasement a good thing? Making it give a little, quid pro quo, this for that. Is that good? Is that good for... All right, so the Russian Federation could cripple the West with nuclear weapons and, destroy most of the planet. All right, China could cripple the West and Europe by cutting off all their manufacturing with key elements and medicines, and they could cripple our economy and our society, our country that way. All right, but if we were going to war with China and they cut off our medicine and our manufacturing capacity, the USA would immediately go into action and be able to manufacture all its goods and services that it would need to fight a war against China. And plus there would be the Quad, Oceania, Australia, South Korea, Japan, and the Philippines. So, and Europe and all the other U.S. allies would go to destroy China and Beijing. They could cripple it. They could hurt us for a while. But once you awaken the sleeping giant, you're pretty much fucked. Or the world's fucked because there's going to be hell to pay for awakening the USA, which is often called the sleeping giant. You never want to wake up the sleeping giant. That's why Chinese communists are being careful about, they're sending in spies, they're doing espionage, they're sending in plagues, they're sending in, military age males. They're doing all kinds of devious shit. They're floating spy balloons over the USA and all this other shit. They're trying to infiltrate the colleges and universities because they know if the sleeping giant wakes up against the Chinese Communist Party and Mao Zedong and the Marxists over there and the Chinese communists, if they do a direct assault against the United States of America and the West, they're fucking cooked. They're fucking done, without a doubt. They could strangle manufacturing for a while, but Americans would have the resources and the work ethic to defeat the Chinese communists, and plus all of our allies. They'd be fucking roasted. The Russian Federation relies on oil revenue from China. So if that was cut off, the Russian Federation is basically the Chinese bitch. It's basically China's bitch. And so they run Vladimir Putin and his evil, mad cronies go to cry to Xi Jinping when the West bullies, when the West defends our interests and our territory. He goes to whine to the Chinese. So he's basically a satrap. He's basically a slave already of the Chinese Communist Empire, whether Vladimir Putin and those beady-eyed Russians know it or not. They're not free, not in any way, shape, or form. So that's the state of the Russian Federation. A very sad state, I would say, for such a nation with such a noble and historic, epic history as the Russians do. All right, so Trump and Vladimir Putin are meeting in Alaska to cut out a deal, I guess, to carve out minerals, rare earth minerals. And the U.S. wants rare earth minerals so it can devise greater technology, advance artificial intelligence to beat the Chinese Communist Party, our real enemy. So basically, Vladimir Putin is trying to play both sides and get some kind of advantage over Beijing and USA. Yeah, that's basically what he's trying to do. And he's trying to hold on to the illegal territory that he carved out in 2014 in Crimea and his illegal invasion of the Ukraine, an independent country that's been independent since 1991, since the fall of the Soviet Union. And so, yeah. So will the USA get what it wants? Will it get rare earth minerals and more manufacturing capacity to defeat the Chinese communists? Will Russia get land and vital naval ports that it wants to try to project its power in the region? We'll see. We'll see. We're about to see if everybody gets what they want. We'll see if there's a deal and there's an end to the Ukraine, the illegal Russian Vladimir Putin invasion of the Ukraine. If there's a peace settlement, and so we'll see what those terms are. It'll probably revolve around, look, the Americans, USA, we are desperate to beat the communist Chinese and to try to thwart them from becoming global dominant power and from achieving supremacy in technology, especially in the artificial intelligence race. Now, we don't know if the artificial intelligence race is a race to the bottom or if it's a race to the top. So we don't know if the country that develops the most advanced artificial intelligence system will be the first to fall and destroyed by artificial intelligence. So I wouldn't be surprised that seeking this prize, equals doom for mankind. I'm not going to be surprised when I'm still alive to see it unfold. Yeah. Some would even question whether it's even a utility to stay alive into the future, whether that's even something that people should even strive for, especially in a tech apocalypse as we're about to see very, very shortly. So, is the quest for advanced machine, non-human intelligence, is that the end of mankind? Will it just destroy us? And will the artificial intelligence systems decide that we are an emotional, pathological, unstable element that it does not need in its system or matrix, and it will simply try to purge us from its systems? Or will it keep us on as some kind of slaves, like in the Matrix movies or the Terminators, try to total elimination? So we'll see how that pans out. I'm not really excited about that sort of future where the human race is such in a epic arms race against our adversaries that they let artificial intelligence grow to the point where it outgrows the control of its masters. They're in the U.S. government or the Chinese government or big tech corporations, global corporations. So I'm not eager to see that fate play out. I may not have no other choice just because of the time period that I'm living in. So unfortunately, I may not have a choice in this race to the bottom, this race supposedly to the top, but that's going to end up in the gutter, in total apocalyptic oblivion, like the Terminator, like James Cameron and others have predicted. Philip K. Dick and Blade Runner and so on. So I expect the Vladimir Putin deal with Ukraine and America they'll hammer out the deal in Alaska. Okay. Russia will get the Donbass and Luhansk or whatever it's called in Crimea, which they stole in fucking, 2014. So Vladimir Putin will get their people and the resources that he wants, but he won't be allowed to take over the entire country of Ukraine and get close to NATO's borders in Poland and so on. And he won't be allowed to take out Kiev or anything. So he won't be allowed to do that. And the United States will get critical rare earth minerals and resources from Ukraine that Europe and America needs to create a fantastic Western force of defense and preparation in case we have to go to war with the Chinese communists and the Mao Zedongists. We have to go to war with the evil threat, the malevolent threat of the Chinese communists. And we have to destroy them eventually, probably. We have to defeat them in the AI race. We have to defeat them in the space race. We have to defeat them in the bioterror race. We have to defeat them in the military race. We have to defeat them all, period. End of story. They are our adversaries. They must be destroyed, period. End story. End transcript. ... No nation that wants to be free can appease communist, Marxist, and totalitarian authoritarian regimes like the Chinese Communist Party, the People's Republic of China. No nation can tolerate this global bully. No nation can tolerate this grave threat to democracy, to our republic, to the U.S. Constitution, to the Bill of Rights. No nation on the earth that believes in God can tolerate a godless, atheist, fucking Marxist piece of shit country like the Mao Zedongists over there in Beijing. No country, no place on earth is safe as they aspire for total and complete domination of everything, all resources, and our way of life. There will be no peace until the CCP falls forever from the face of the earth, is defeated. That's just the truth. Even the Russians know it. They just do a deal with the devil because it's convenient for them at the time, so they can do posturing against the West. It's not wise, but they have a KGB Soviet Union thug ruling them at now that's 70 years old. Do I trust every man who's 68, 69, 70? I figure they're set in their ways. I figure they're just going to do exactly business as usual, the status quo. They're not going to do anything different. If they're born of Soviets and communism, and their leaders and totalitarian, authoritarian leaders like Vladimir Putin, they'll continue to do the same thing that they did in decades past, even centuries past. They'll still continue to do the same fucking shit. And they won't change because they're too fucking stubborn to change and to realize what the future is really going to be about. And that's why they must die. Well, they'll die eventually anyway. Thank God. Thank God he put a time limit, especially on tyrants and thugs like Vladimir Putin. Thank God, one day, even he will die. Xi Jinping, a Mao Zedong acolyte, will die as well. As will all boomers. As will all elders die. Thank God. He said, oh, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but you're going to die. I'm glad God put in that clause for everybody. Man. Can you imagine if Bill Gates and Peter Thiel and all these totalitarian despots could live forever? How much they would fuck our life. Could you imagine if Barack Hussein Obama, Hillary Clinton, and Bill Gates and George Soros could actually live forever? How much destruction they would inflict upon our planet and our people? Could you imagine how much suffering would occur if Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping could live forever and just dictate and in an authoritarian, totalitarian fashion, dictate to us how to live, how to be, what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to fucking think, ad infinitum, day in and day out forever? That would be called hell. And thank God, God put in the expiration date for these fucking totalitarian despots, these tin-plated dictators. He's put a fucking expiration date on all these motherfuckers. And one day they're going to have to meet their fucking maker. Praise God for that. Death is the great equalizer. You have no education, you have no class, you have no gold, you have no riches if you're dead. Everybody will die. And you'll have equality in the tomb. I know societies are, I want to be equal. I want to have equality. Well, everybody will be equality. Everybody will have perfect equality when they're dead, when they're no more. Just like all ancient civilizations, they're all equal now. So they're all on the ground. More or less. Oh, you will have equality when everyone's skeletons and dust. Everybody will have total equality at that time. So, let us begin. Yeah, I guess I did read the Wheeler charts, the Wheeler genealogy history books, and I saw all the generations of Wheelers that came before me. And you see their death certificates too. You see the Wheelers from the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, 2000, blah, blah, blah.